What's up YouTube? I'm Max and this is my affirmation video from a book I've been writing or copying called Poverty to Power by James Allen. And you can see I wrote it here and I'm just gonna go ahead and read it to you. This is actually like the last chapter. Like I said, this is my affirmation video, so just one take. I'm just gonna say what I have written here and that's it. And this is a realization of perfect peace. In an external universe, there is ceaseless turmoil, change, and unrest. At the heart of all things, there is undisturbed repose. This deep silence dwells in the eternal, and humans partake of this duality. In both the surface, things are misunderstood, and deep-seated eternal abodes of peace is contained within us. And as they are silent in depths, in the ocean of which the fiercest storm cannot reach, there is a silent holy depth in the human heart that storms of sin and sorrow can never disturb. To reach the silence and to live consciously in its peace and discord is right in the outward world, but unbroken harmony holds the sway of the heart of the universe. The human soul, torn by discord and passion and grief, and reaches blindly towards the harmony of the sinless state, and to reach this state and to live consciously in its peace. Hatred severs human lives, fosters persecution, and hurls nations into ruthless war. Yet we humans, though we do not understand why, retain or refrain from these measures of faith in the overshadowing of a perfect love. Excuse me. And overshadowing of a perfect love, and to reach this love and to live consciously in its peace, in this inward peace. This is silence, this is harmony, this is love, this is the kingdom of heaven, which is difficult to reach because few people are willing to give up themselves and become little children. Heaven's gate is very narrow and imminent. It cannot be perceived by foolish men, blinded by vain illusions of the world, and they are clear-sighted with the discernment of the way, and to enter into the portal barreled and have been unlocked. It has massive bolts. Our pride and passion and lust. We cry peace, but where there is no peace, but on the contrary, discord and strife, apart from that wisdom which is inseparable from self-renunciation, there can be no real and abiding peace. The peace that results from social comfort, passing gratification, or worldly victory is transitionary in its nature and is burned up in the heat of fiery trial. Only the peace of heaven endures through all the trials. Only the selfless heart I know a peace of heaven. Holiness alone is undying peace. Self-control leads to it. An ever-increasing light of wisdom guides the pilgrim on the way. It is partaken of the measure, and as soon as the path of virtue is eternal and entered upon, it is realized in its fullness. Only when self has disappeared into this stainless life, this is peace, to conquer love of self and lust of life, to dare deep-rooted passion from the heart, to still the inward strife. If you would realize the light that never fades, the joy that never ends, and tranquility that can never be disturbed, if you would leave behind forever your sins, your sorrows, your anxieties, your perplexities, if you would partake of the salvation that is supremely glorious in life, then conquer yourself, bring every thought, every impulse, and every desire into perfect obedience to the divine power resident within you. There is no other way to peace but this, and if you refuse to walk it, your praying, your strict adherence to your ritual will be fruitless and unavailing, and neither gods or angels will help you. Come away for a while from your external things, from the pleasures of senses, from the arguments of intellect, and from the noise of excitements of the world, and withdraw yourself into the inmost chamber of your heart, and therefore free yourself from all of the intrusions of selfish desires, and you will find a deep silence, a holy calm, a blissful reposition of your life, and you will rest a while in that place, and you will meditate there, and the faultless eye of truth will open up within you, and you will see things as they really are. This holy place within you is your real and eternal self. It is the divine with you, and it is only when you identify yourself with it can you be said to be clothed in your right mind. It is the abode of peace, the temple of wisdom, the dwelling place of immortality. Apart from the inward resting place, the smell of vision, This can be no true peace of no knowledge, no divine. If you can remain there for 1 minute or 1 day, it is possible for you to remain there always. All your sins and sorrows, your fears and anxieties are your own, and you can cling to them or you can give them up. Of your own accord, you can cling to your unrest. Of your own accord, you can come to abiding peace. No one else can give up sin for you. You must give it up for yourself. The greatest teacher can do no more than walk the way of truth and point it out to you. You yourself will walk it for yourself. You can attain freedom and peace alone by your own efforts, by yielding up that which blinds the soul and which is destructive of peace. The angels of divine peace and joy are always at hand, and if you do not see them or hear them and dwell with them, it is because you shut yourself out from and prefer the company of the evil spirits within you. You are willed to be. What you are is what you will to be. What you wish to be, what you prefer to be. You can commence to purify yourself and to do so by arriving at peace, or you can refuse to purify yourself and so remain in suffering. Step above them, step above them, step above, step aside them. Come out of the fret and the strife and the fever of life, away from the scorching heat of self, and enter into the resting place where the cooling airs of peace will calm, renew, and restore you. Come out of the storms of sin and anguish, by where those troubled and tempest-tossed souls of heaven of peace is so near. Give up all the self-seeking, give up self, and the peace of God will be yours. Subdue the animal within you, conquer every selfish uprising, every discordant voice, transmute the base metals of your selfish nature into the unalloyed gold of love, and you shall realize the life of perfect peace. Thus, subduing this conquering, thus transmuting, you will be living in the flesh, across the dark waters of mortality, and will reach that shore upon which the storms of sorrow never beat, and where sin and suffering and dark uncertainty cannot come. Standing upon that shore, holy, compassionate, awakened, self-possessed, and glad with the unending gladness, you will realize that never the Spirit was born, the Spirit will cease to be near. Never was a time it was not, and it ended the beginning of dreams. Birthless and deathless, and the changeless remain the Spirit forever. Death has not to touch it. Of all the dead of the house, it seems. You will then know the meaning of sin, of sorrow, of suffering, and at the end of thereof is wisdom. You will know the cause and the issue of existence, and with this realization, you will enter into rest. For this is bliss of immortality. This is unchangeable gladness. This is the untrammeled knowledge of undefiled wisdom and undying love. This, and this only this, is the realization of perfect peace. I'm gonna take it back. Like I said, this was the realization of perfect peace. That was the last chapter of Poverty to Power by James Allen. Like I said, this is my affirmation video. I wrote it here. And I'm Max, and I'm out.